My name is Umaru Sandamadu, and tonight I'm here with
Eno Safo.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes.
I was saying, "Oh my penibia unya hobrase. Nipa na waso mobo abaso. No mo kamfo. Enye wa ankasa no akoye o statue. Na dia besi ho. No ankasa wako. Mumbo nsem mame. No akopa huntuma."
NDC flag bearer John Mahama slams his successor, President Akufo-Addo, over the latter's unveiling of a statue of himself in Sekondi. Meanwhile, the campaign trail is getting heated. Listen to Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, the running mate of the NPP. We're on the campaign trail tonight. In fact, on Point Blank, the campaign manager of Dr. Bawumia is my guest, former member of Parliament for Suhum. Also coming up, we'll take you to the Ashanti region, where the regional minister, Simon Osei-Mensah, is expressing worries that the uncompleted Afari Hospital would lead to financial loss to the state. And later, on Eyewitness News, the High Court has ordered members of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association that is closer to abort their 2-day-old strike. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
Fitch Solutions warns of further economic downturns for Ghana's economy in 2025 due to anticipated post-election austerity measures.
That's in 50 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is airborne from Accra, Ghana, and around the globe on citinewsroom.com. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. Just look for Citi FM. We're actually live also streaming on Twitter, now known as X. My handle in X is @UmaruSanda. You can also follow @Citi973. Locally in Ghana, we are on a number of affiliate stations. In the Western region, multiple platforms, including in Takrady on Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky Power 93.5 FM. In the Bono region, we're on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, on Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Eastern region, on Right 90.1 FM in Somanya. In the southern part of the Volta region, we are on Aflau on Holy 98.5 FM. In the northern region, we are on the Eastern Corridor on Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. In the upper east region, we are in Zuarungu on Word 88.3 FM. In the upper west region, we are on Bugli Radio 88.6 FM in Wa. In the northern region, we are on Tolon Radio 102.7 in Tolon, formerly Tolon Nantong. Join the conversation 0549 986 996 0549 986 996, and the world will get to hear what you think. This is the campaign trail on the Election Bureau 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Umaru Sandamadu, and I'm here with Eno Safo, who starts us off with that statue in the Western region, Sekondi to be precise. Eno.
The flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has criticized President Nana Akufo-Addo's decision to commission a statue of himself near the Ife-Nkwanta Regional Hospital in Sekondi, Takrady. The statue, unveiled on November 6 as part of President Akufo-Addo's one-day thank you tour of the Western region, has drawn public attention and sparked a debate. John Mahama questioned the purpose of erecting the statue, suggesting it reflects self-praise rather than a genuine acknowledgement of accomplishments.
I don't know who do buy me pamwa chomun so menje. Me pamwa chomun so menje. Me pamwa chomun so menje. eno ne yen sohwe ene ezu na on the ose ofa ho eno no court akrade na no wodi ni statue akosi ho ono akopa ho ntoma what be that ezu e wo se o mampanyi bia onya ahobrase nipa na wo so mo bo abaso na mo kanfo enye wan kasa no akoye o statue na dia besi ho no ankasa wako mo mbon sam mame no akopa ho ntoma what be that ezu no akọ university bia ye ma o doctor abra o da so ye o mampanyo anka o de awie na kọ nom ka say o ye twa wejuma o ya ade sei enti ye pese wo ba ne bo abaso ne ma honorary doctorate university wo Ghana he nyina we chimo monsa mo mama no doctor no nto mi nimbe bi o de kọ ezu agena san bibia mbeka hobium nyomu be ya no ma ye no enso obi say ma ban na woso nso ma ban a eba no ebesesa nya ma ban ya ye na abaye aban foforo na maye masesa.
So that was the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama.
You know, me teacher me train, so help me with the translation. He was what was he was speaking in the central region.
Yes, he was saying that try and error normally ends in failure, and that's where we are as a nation. And as a president, people must rather commend you, not for you to blow your own horn, and that President Akufo-Addo is out of ideas.
Brasia is what? Humility.
Humility, yes.
So he's saying that the president is not humble. He should learn to be humble. And then he says also that the president has been going around universities asking them to give him doctorate degrees while he's still in power.
Yeah.
And wondering where he's taking those doctorates to, and advising him to wait until he ends his tenure, and if people believe that he deserves of being awarded, he should be awarded. I think I've summarized. Let's go on the phone lines. Speak to Beatrice Anand. She speaks for John Mahama, the former president and flag bearer of the NDC. Madam Anand, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Exactly what is former President Mahama's interest in chiefs donating a statue to the president and inviting him to come and unveil it? I'm sure there's a tree word for envy. And what's a tree word for envy? I think that's what it is, isn't it? Jealousy.
Omar, can you kindly come again with your question?
So my question is that the president went to unveil a statue that was put up in his honor by chiefs in the western region, and he went to unveil it. Your boss is not very happy, and I'm asking, what is that born out of envy or jealousy?
Omar, nobody can be envious of a man who is on record to be the most unsuccessful president of the Fourth Republic. I think that he has no track record for anybody to envy. What we expect is that for a person to want to be immortalized in recounting his history and how he has served this nation, we should be able to pinpoint some hospitals he has built. Nana Addo has no hospital or a regional and teaching hospital to his credit. In fact, ironically, where the statute was unveiled, which is the Ifia Kwanta Hospital, he didn't have any hand in it. So one would have expected that since he was so obsessed with being immortalized, then he would have served his nation well. So it's not born out of jealousy. We think that real leadership is not when a leader praises himself. But the NPP has a track record. You remember President Kufuor, before he exited power, awarded himself, I think, Order of the Water Award, which is the highest award. And so it's just a tradition. We in the NDC, and we will take a marked departure from that. You can remember that President Mills built the UGMC, President Mahama completed. There was no statute there. President Rawlings established the University of Development Studies, he even refused that university should be named after him because a political tradition makes us know that when you serve a people, especially with their own resources, you don't have to immortalize yourself or praise yourself. You leave it for the people to show you appreciation. But here you have a president who goes around receiving the honorary doctoral awards and other things. And we think that is a new lowness that we should not allow in our politics, especially as a developing country where we have so much to do. So it's not born out of jealousy. It just shows that the MPP does not appreciate the nuances of government. They do not appreciate the current economic crisis that the Ghanaian is faced with. Certainly, they do not have an appreciation of what they have to do to make the lives of the citizens better.
It's interesting that you talk about the doctorate part. What is wrong with a university design? You make it sound as though he's the one ordering or begging these universities to give him doctorates. I do not think that's what happens.
It's not about he begging. It's his obsession with those doctorates and renaming universities. And then now we are having to talk about it's actually being unveiled by himself. Have you seen some before that somebody unveils his own statues in his own honor at a hospital that he did not construct at a time when, after 8 years, having access to in excess of 1 trillion cedis, he does not have a resemblance of the Asian Quanta hospitals to show. I think that we have to be very serious. I think that the MPP, Nanado and Bawumia must be told in plain terms that we are at a time when, they cannot afford to govern this nation by their account balances or by how well their lives have become because they've had access to resources. You would recall that in the run-up to the 2016 election, Dr. Bawumia had some very catchy phrases that nurses are suffering, teachers are suffering, doctors are suffering. You were in Ifya Quanta. The lives of the nurses, the lives of the doctors there have become worse off because at the time you were complaining, $1 was 4 cedis. Today it's 17 cedis. At the time these doctors and nurses were buying fuel, it was 14 cedis to a gallon, and now it's in excess of 72 cedis. And then you go there and you are not talking about what to do to give the hospital a facelift when your political opponent is talking about building regional hospitals for the newly created region. I think that we ought to elevate the level of the national discourse, because some of these things, if we don't call them out very soon, you will see the president asking that some national emolument should be named after him. Of course, if he can unveil his own statues, what can't he do? It's
instructive, and I need to prompt you to this, that I googled former President Mahama or Mahama awarded doctorate degree, and I've seen a number of stories in which the former president John Mahama and his wife Lordina Mahama have been given degrees, and these are honorary degrees, except that none of them was done by a Ghanaian university, at least not what I have seen. I've seen a university in Nigeria, I've seen a university in the UK, and I've also seen I think a university in the US, in France.
Yeah,
does it mean that you have actually no problem with the award of degrees to the extent that it's not locally done?
You see, Omaro, the story cannot be reduced to an award of doctorate or otherwise. I'm giving you a number of instances where this president is so obsessed with certain things. One, he has no track record of building a university to his credit, and yet he's the one who wants universities to award him. So I'm saying that if you are someone who has the penchant for receiving these awards, I would expect that by this time you should have 2 or 3 universities to your credit. If you are a president that says that, unveiling my statutes in a hospital is something that is gratifying to me. Then we expect that today we'll be speaking about regional hospitals, teaching hospitals, or even quaternary hospitals to your credit. And I'm sure nobody would have criticized him, because then the discussion would be that he would have paid his dues. I'm telling you, this is the only president who has borrowed more than any president in the Fourth Republic. Not just borrowed, had access to more oil revenue and other grants than any president, and practically has little or nothing to show for it. And so, 30 weeks into an election, bringing your tenure to an end, if we were to recount what your successes are, we should not be talking about statutes. He went to the Western region. Even where he commissioned the statute, we are being told, and the media reports suggest that even the projects around the place, those projects are uncompleted. So what exactly would the president be wanting others to utilize him for? You went, the only completed project where that unveiling was done was a statute. And I have a friend who says that it's also because the statute is a bit short. I mean, that's just on the lighter note. But we are at a time when those who are leading this nation have failed to appreciate the challenges and the plight of the Ghanaian people. They have failed to appreciate the challenges in every major sector of our economy. And if you have a president whose priority when he visits a region on a thank you tour is not because he wants to commission finished projects he has done for the people of the region, but to unveil his statute, you and I should be very worried. This evening we should be thinking and asking ourselves what really goes through the mind of those who have access to our resources. And you recall that before the president, you had the Yoko boss doing the same thing with the premises. By the time we wake up next week, all NPP appointees would have unveiled statutes in their honor for no work done for this country.
Very well.
So the discussion is not just about unveiling the statute. It's about their failing to appreciate the times and the mood that we find ourselves in these times.
Very well. Now, let's talk about the campaign trail itself. The last time we spoke, you were in the OT region. What has been happening since then? Where else is your candidate? And how is the campaign? How have you been received?
Okay, so we arrived in the central region this morning, and we have been to Kaswa through to Bojuase, and we are currently in the Ewutu Senya East, going to our next place. And so President Mahama will be in the central region for 3 days, visiting every constituency and preaching the message. Today he's basically been talking about the economic conditions that we find ourselves in. At the time when President Nado and Bawumia were saying that they will reduce the prices of fuel, which was selling for 14 cities. Today it's 72 cities, and they are not saying anything about it. One of the key messages has been given to the people is that we cannot trust the people who have created the mess to be those who say that they have the solution to the mess they have created. And ironically, it appears that the MPP claims to have a certain magic wand to solve all our economic problems. But that wand cannot be triggered now. They have to wait, let the Ghanaian people suffer, go through some of the most painful experiences anybody will go through in the Fourth Republic, like the pensioners' haircut, like the bondholders losing their investments and other things, and saying that you know what, you suffer, wait for us to win power, then we can come and solve the situation. That certainly cannot be acceptable to any reasonable person. And so he's been calling on the voters to reject the LPP because, one, they are not creditworthy, they are not trustworthy, and certainly we cannot trust those who created the mess to be those solving it. Because if they had any solution, they would have solved it and not created the mess.
So what next? How many days for central region, and then you move on to which other part of the country?
We are in the central region for 3 days. After, we will head to Ashanti region, where we'll be meeting with the clergy on Monday, and then to the Western North region after the meeting with the clergy on Monday.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much, Marisanda.
That's Beatrice Annan. She speaks for the John Mahama campaign. So that's the former President Mahama's campaign. Let's go on the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign trail too. So the Vice President was in Mansour Dubia, and this is what he's been saying.
Oh yeah, 1 kilometer of tar road, mamu. 1 kilometer pe. Wa mamu bibia. Enyasa. Ushe ye data more of all the presidents in the Fourth Republic. Omampenyi Dada Mahama has been the worst performing president of the economy in the Fourth Republic. The worst performing president. You Ushe data more is clear. GDP growth is the worst. Agri growth is the worst. Industry is the worst. Job creation is the worst. And yes, sir, we have done better than him in roads, in jobs, hospitals, schools, railways, sanitation facility, fish landing sites, libraries, courts, public life. You look at cross. Whatever matters, we have done better than him.
So that's the Vice President and MPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. His campaign manager, Frederick Oparansan, will be joining us on Point Blank later tonight. We'll also be touching base with the Afrafranto campaign trail or campaign bus. And that'll be after this break. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
National Health Insurance.
Hello there! I have great news for you. Registration for the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, just go faster and easier with the new NHIS mobile app. Grab your smartphones and download the My NHIS app from the Play Store or App Store for instant enrollment onto the NHIS. All you need is your Ghana card. Yes, just your Ghana card. Enjoy amazing benefits like registering family, friends, and groups with easy payments from your mobile money wallet or bank debit cards. Link NHIS card to the Ghana card for yourself and others, renewing your membership with ease and locating the nearest NHIS credentialed facility, all on My NHIS app. Get to know the benefit package and over 500 medicines covered by the NHIS with a simple click on My NHIS app, so you do not fall prey to paying extra charges at healthcare facilities. Communicate directly with the NHIS through the new messaging module available on the app. Embrace convenience. Let's go digital with NHIS. Download the My NHIS app today and enjoy seamless access to healthcare. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to healthcare This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go. Go me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hi, Aku. I just got the estimate for the home repairs. It's more than we expected. I'm really stressed about where to find the money.
Why worry, Musa? You are a salaried worker. Haven't you heard about the GCB personal loan promo? They can give you up to 700,000 Ghana cedis in less than 24 hours at a significantly reduced interest rate and fees.
Really? This sounds exciting, but is it easy to apply?
Super easy. Skip the stress. Get the cash with the GCB personal loan promo with a 1-month repayment holiday. Just visit a GCB bank branch near you or call 0302-634-922. Toll free 0800-422-422. No hassle, no stress.
Wow, I just got a notification. The loan is already in my account. That was fast.
Skip the stress and get the cash you need with GCB personal loan. Visit a branch near you today. Terms and conditions apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
From the classroom to the lab, from the village to the city, the NPP's commitment to education is building a brighter Ghana. Free SHS isn't just about free tuition, it's an investment in Ghana's future. We have topped it up with free TVET and STEM education, skilled graduates, innovative thinkers, and a thriving economy. That's the promise of free SHS.
3 of my cousins have benefited from free SHS since 2017. One has graduated and is in nursing training. The other 2 are also in the university. I'll vote number 1. I'll vote for Bawumia on December 7th.
We are building a better tomorrow through education. Vote NPP. Vote number 1. Vote Bawumia. Bawumia means business. Estro.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions
and send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. My name is Umaru Sandamadu here with Eno Safo. Let me bring some of the messages that you've been sending through Kwashi in UK says, I think Nanado should have erected a statue of himself at the National Cathedral since it was a promise to God. This one from Aka Paul Jr. in Ahafo says, the former president must end castigating whatever the government does and focus on his campaign. Ghanaians want to hear more about his 24-hour economy, but no casting aspersions. Zilis Dwayne in London says the president is a failure. Wellington Eister in Ho West says President Akufo-Addo's unveiling of a statue of himself amidst perceived poor governance raises concerns about his priorities, focusing on self-glorification rather than addressing issues affects the public trust. It is vital for leaders to prioritize governance over personal glorification to ensure accountability and effectiveness in serving the people. Gastiman in Brekum says, I think Mahama and his campaign team are completely confused. They're almost talking about anything they see and hear from social media. What has Akufo-Addo's statue got to do with your campaign? Tell Ghanaians what you can do and stop these things. Father SK in Kenya Sikumasi says, NDC and MPP should be thrown into the abyss. They are the cause of Ghana's woes. They don't have anything good for Ghana. Jones Aduboy in La says, good evening. Akufo-Addo and the MPP have no shame. After DDEP, the banking collapse, corruption, and the numerous job losses, the only way Akufo-Addo can thank Ghanaians is to put his own statue. Seriously, Ghanaians are not angry enough. Fidelis in Accra says, oh, President Akufo-Addo, those who say you are proud and arrogant are getting vindicated daily by your actions. Akufo-Addo, let someone remember you by building a statue in your memory. Akufo-Addo, you have done the worst in history. Aziz Donline says the statue will certainly be pulled down come 10th December. In fact, any attempt by government to acknowledge this failed president will be rightfully condemned and rejected. Nanado has failed woefully in all aspects of governance as president, hence no need to acknowledge him. Neodig Ni Atukwekwe from Accra says, I believe the president's statue will create more tourist attraction and revenue for the Western region. Francis says, NDC campaign message is to criticize Akufo-Addo. Same mistakes Kamala did. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from Accra, Ghana, and my name is Umaru Sandamad here with Eno Safo, who is taking us to more stories on the campaign trail. Eno.
MPP flag bearer Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia has pledged free tertiary education for children of cocoa farmers, noting that the existing SHS Cocoa Scholarship Scheme has become redundant due to the free senior high school policy. Speaking at the Farmers' Day celebration in Jokubu in the Odotobri constituency, Dr. Bawumia explained that this new initiative would serve as a replacement for the previous scholarship program.
The Yemi Dennis say, Ushe Kuku Equiafua first no na Kuku board and ma omuma scholarships omoko senior high school Kuku board scholarships Kuku board ma omo eko senior high school and then free SHS ninti Ubiaba Eko Senior High School free. Eninti Abai Afa Adwinse Sikana na Yedi Tria Kuku Equiafo Umama fees no. From next year, Kuku Equiafo Umama Kuku board Ebe Tria Umu University fees free Ama Kuku Equiafo Ma. So new policy eba ma Koko Equiafo ma under Koko board omu program ebe boa Koko Equiafo emuma.
Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia as the MPP flag bearer. Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Assemensa has raised concerns over the continued delays in operationalizing the Seria and Afari military hospitals, highlighting the risk to the lifespan of installed equipment. He cautioned that the state could face additional maintenance costs if equipment warranties expire before the hospitals are in use. The two facilities, a 250-bed Seria hospital and a 500-bed Afari military hospital have faced repeated completion delays. Speaking at a forum in Kumasi, Osei called for the immediate commissioning and utilization of these facilities. He also asserted that the Akufo-Addo-led government has outperformed previous administrations in terms of development projects in the Ashanti region. Away from that, the High Court in Accra has directed the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana to call off its strike action. CLOGSAG announced a nationwide strike effective November 7 due to the government's delay in finalizing a new salary structure. However, in a statement issued today, CLOGSAG's Executive Secretary Isaac Bampo-Addo now considers the January 1, 2025 implementation date for their demands as unrealistic. The National Labour Commission has since obtained an injunction against the strike. Meanwhile, the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission earlier called on the civil and local government staff to engage with the government's proposed alternatives to resolve their ongoing concerns. CLOGSAG, currently on strike, is pressing for a revised salary structure and better working conditions. However, the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission referenced a 2011 High Court ruling that restricts CLOGSAG from withdrawing from the existing pay structure. In response, the government has suggested alternative solutions, but CLOGSAG has yet to respond. Speaking to the media, the Commission CEO, Benjamin Arthur, urged CLOGSAG to return to the negotiating table for an amicable resolution.
All that we're waiting for is that they should respond to the government's offer. I've always said that it's engagement that will bring the resolution to the matter. It's not by taking yourself away from work. So the alternatives that have been considered, government concluded on one and gave them the offer. So we're waiting that the National Labour Commission's intervention will be respected in this matter.
I arranged a meeting with the commission on Monday. Can you confirm that?
We have not been invited for Monday. Not yet. Maybe it's not an information available to us.
So can you reiterate your stance on the strike and background by CLOGSAG?
Oh, we are asking them that dialogue is the way forward and that they should call off the strike. Come and let's continue to engage. That's all.
The Fair Wages and Salaries Commission has also criticized the Health Services Workers Union of TUC for threatening to take action if the government does not finalize its conditions of service by Monday, November 11, 2024. The commission described the threat as being made in bad faith, urging the union to engage in constructive dialogue to address their concerns.
To get out there and say that the government team has delayed in concluding the negotiations, and to say that by Monday, if there is no conclusion, you are taking your own course. We think that that is an unfair labor practice. The government team would want to caution that prolonging the negotiations to not be helpful. We are not for prolonging negotiations. It's been occasioned, if there is anything called delays, it's been occasioned by their own demands, by tabling new items, which they ask that we should continue to engage in.
That was the Chief Executive Officer of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, Benjamin Arthur.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Dr. Bawumia once said,
"We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast."
In 2020, we will promise an airport and a harbor. Fast forward to today, absolutely nothing. Sure working. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
The Association of Ghana Industries, in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the Ghana Standards Authority, presents the 13th AGI Ghana Industry and Quality Awards. Theme: Navigating the Uncertainties of our Business Landscape to Sustain Productivity. Date: Wednesday, 20th November 2024. Time: 6 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center. Major sponsors: GASM, GCB Bank, Softcare FM Manufacturing Company, Goyle, Promasidor, Petrosol, Wilmar Africa, Olam Agri, Activa International Insurance, Ghana Gas Company, Rona Motors, B5 Plus, GB Foods. Co-sponsors: Coca-Cola, Guinness Ghana Breweries, Accra Brewery Limited, Arcadia Industries, ATL, Casapreco, Sleek Garments. For tickets, please call 024-449-9101. Be part of this excitement.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved. Dr. Bawumia once said,
every constituency will get $1 million every year for rural and deprived communities. Under this program, there should be no village or community in Ghana after the first 2 years that would have a water problem or a toilet problem.
Next joke, please. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home. Shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is. Where the passion is. Where the laughter is. And sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra, Ghana. We are live on a number of affiliate stations. If you're going out of Accra and want to know how you can listen to us, if you're headed for the western part of the country, we are on Premier FM 100.5 in Takrady, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady, and Sky Power 93.5 FM also in Takrady. In the Bono region, we are on Greener 95.9 in the capital, Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, we are on Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Eastern region, we are on Right 90.1 FM in Somanya. In the Volta region, we are on Holy 98.5 FM in Aplao. In the Northern region, we are on Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. And Tolon Radio 102.7 FM in Tolon. In the Upper East region, we are on Word FM 88.3 in Zwarungu. And in Upper West, we are on Bugli Radio 88.6 FM in Wa. We are live also on Twitter, now known as X. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. And we are also on our website, citinewsroom.com. Eno has a next batch of stories.
The Bankers Association is urging businesses and individuals participating in the newly launched credit scoring system to meet their credit obligations to enhance its effectiveness. Vice President Dr. Bawumia launched the National Credit Scoring System branded My Credit Score as a move to promote financial inclusion and formalize Ghana's economy. Speaking to Citi News on the system's potential impact, the president of the Bankers Association, John Ewua, noted that if properly implemented, the system could foster a strong credit culture in the country.
For those of us who will be on a general public and businesses who will be availing themselves to get their own credit score to ensure that when they take up obligations, they redeem those obligations. Once you go there, they have a full view of you, your Ghana card, you use your Ghana card to register, you take a facility from a bank, whatever credit exposures that you're establishing in your daily activities, you are recording your own credit score. So then we gradually, as a country, be building a good credit culture, which should make funding less difficult and also help us to reduce the non-performing loan ratio. And again, should also help us to bring the cost of credit down. A lot of the lending rate, a certain percentage of it is to account for a default risk. And if the default risk is significantly minimized because banks are lending with full view of the risk exposure of the borrower, then it should reflect in the pricing that people with good credit profile or good credit score.
The Bankers Association, while commending the new credit scoring initiative, is also calling for transparency to ensure its efficient implementation.
The event we witnessed was a great one, in that as a country, we have credit references, but where we are, it doesn't get to the core of what a referencing system should do. It's good, but what was launched yesterday was a notch higher, which is not just credit reference reporting, but actually using the data to aid in proper decision making in terms of sanctioning of credit. Of course, why won't it work? And we give it a thumbs up, and we're just trusting that they have the systems and all the hardware requirements that are needed to ensure that there is a more transparent, fortified credit sanctioning environment as we have in the country.
You heard President of the Bankers Association of Ghana, John Ewua. Now, as the country marks the 40th National Farmers' Day today, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is urging the government to address the pressing challenges facing farmers rather than focusing solely on the celebrations. Executive Director of the PFAG, Bismarck Osunote, highlighted that promises to combat illegal mining have largely gone unfulfilled, leading to continued environmental devastation in rural communities. He also pointed to the ineffective implementation of the Planting for Food and Jobs 2.0 program, claiming it has failed to deliver essential services such as mechanization and financial support for farmers.
Celebrating farmers is something that we should all support, and that's something that PFAG is always supporting. Now, where we have issues is the government's more or less like hypocrisy when it comes to addressing the issues that affect farmers. Because you can't have a situation where the people you are celebrating, you are not addressing their critical issues, but then you turn around and organize a whole farm fair. The first issue has to do with the issue of illegal mining. And we have, on several occasions, highlighted the effect that galamsey is causing to our farmers. How our farmers have lost their livelihoods, how our farmers have lost their farmlands, how water bodies have been polluted that farmers are not able to use them, how over 2 million farmers risk their livelihoods being displaced because of galamsey. And our expectation is that government would have been radical in addressing the issue of galamsey. The second point has to do with the fact that the major agricultural policy that farmers are supposed to benefit from is the PFJ 2.0. The design of the PFJ 2.0 and the implementation are worlds apart. On one breath, you are seeing politicians hijacking the whole process, taking delivery of fertilizers and supplying to their cronies at the expense of farmers. And then the last point has to do with the relief items. that was supposed to be given to farmers who were affected by the flood, by the dry spell. We all promised that from 10th October, the government will start distributing of relief items to farmers. As I'm speaking to you, a lot of farmers are not sure what is going on.
You heard the executive director of the Peasant Farmers Association, Bismarck Owusu Norte. Now, the Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Yariga, has defended the costs tied to recalling Parliament, emphasizing the democratic importance of such sessions. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Mahama Yariga addressed public concerns over the expense, reportedly at least 1 million Ghana cedis per recall. He argued that these costs represent an investment in upholding Ghana's constitutional democracy, adding that the alternative, military rule or dictatorship, would pose far greater risks to the country's stability and progress.
You know, you cannot really place value on when the Constitution is protected, when it is defended, when people stand up to make sure that we imbibe the appropriate constitutional culture that should inform the governance of the country. You cannot place monetary value and calculate and say, this is how much it costs. And so when a practice takes place, it might appear to you to have cost money, but what is the alternative? We had military regimes. We know what it cost us to live under military regimes. We now have a constitution, and it says Parliament can be convened and Parliament can adjourn, and people have a right.
That was the Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Yariga.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Inusafa. Let's settle for the details. Fitch Solutions is cautioning that Ghana's economic momentum could slow significantly in 2025 due to anticipated post-election austerity measures. This comes on the heels of robust growth projections for 2024, driven by strong Q2 performance. A former chief executive officer of Stanbic Bank, Al-Hassan Andani, has lashed out at Ghana's tax administration system, describing the Ghana Revenue Authority as operating like a terrorist organization in its dealings with businesses. He expressed deep concern about the country's tax mobilization framework, which he believes is undermining the survival of businesses. Speaking at the recent Ghana CEO Presidential Gala dinner in Accra, Andani called for urgent reforms to address the shortcomings in the tax system.
There's a reform of the tax, rationalize, just take down some and give, and actually GRA has become a terrorist organization. I know a number of them. When GRA gets into their space, and it's as if they deliberately do it in order to wriggle people's arms to take money. It's true, Mr. Vice President. Most of your CEOs, when GRA is coming, it's like some terrorists coming. It's supposed to be, you file what you projected to do for the year, and you are paying tax quarterly, and, I pay. And when you come, but, they just come and slap stuff on you. And with any new tax measures, we don't simplify and indeed merge and delete some taxes that the last time I was speaking to a business, they had 33 different taxes. There are about 33 different taxes. We just have to rationalize it and give these very emerging capital or private sector people time to breathe.
You heard a former CEO of Stanbic Bank Ghana, Al-Hassan Andani. In a related development, Chairman of Magdan Group of Companies, Dr. Daniel Macaulay, also voiced concerns over government policies that he believes are negatively impacting business sustainability.
If you want to do business in Ghana, then you have to be prepared. Being a Ghanaian to do business in Ghana, you have to be brave. Many a times it looks like we don't support our own. I have tasted it, I have slept with it, and I'm living with it. And it's quite dangerous and difficult. I always try to be honest with my business. It's about time we build strong indigenous businesses. If Ghana will have 10 top businessmen, how much did we pick from IMF? My business can generate government $3.2 billion every year. Is government looking at me straight? If you build 5 of my businesses and you want to go to IMF, you can call Magdan, you can call Margin, you can call the rest. It's happening in Nigeria, backdoor.
Dr. Daniel Macaulay is the chairman of the Magdan Group of Companies. Now, the Bank of Ghana has reiterated its commitment to managing financial risks effectively by fostering an enabling environment for the sector's growth and stability, emphasizing the importance of data quality and timely reporting. The bank aims to strengthen financial systems, promote greater transparency, and deepen financial inclusion. Speaking at the official launch of My Credit Score, an innovative new platform designed to empower consumers and enhance financial inclusion, Osei Jesse, head of banking supervision at the Bank of Ghana, stressed the pivotal role that accurate and accessible data will play in improving risk assessment and decision-making processes across the industry. He noted that the launch of the credit score system is an important step toward expanding access to financial services for more citizens, thereby fostering a more inclusive economy.
The Bank of Ghana will continue to create the enabling environment to support all credit reference bureaus in developing the credit market in Ghana. We will urge all credit bureaus and financial institutions to undertake customer education and awareness to sensitize them on the importance of their services, including credit scoring in the credit delivery system. The Central Bank, Bank of Ghana, will support such initiatives while ensuring that credit scoring is standardized within the credit bureau space to enhance its effective delivery and relevance to both providers and consumers of credit.
Osei Jesse is head of banking supervision at the Bank of Ghana. Leading automobile dealer Japan Motors has outdoored the Geely brand, featuring 3 new models designed to elevate the driving experience of clients. The models include the Geely GX3 Pro, Geely Star Ray, and Geely Cool Ray. Among the 3, Geely Cool is assembled in Ghana. According to Japan Motors, these vehicles are tailored for drivers seeking style, performance, and advanced technology. Speaking at the launch, General Manager in charge of sales and marketing at Japan Motors, Amin Kabara, stressed that the vehicles offer both comfort and innovation to prospective customers.
This is not simply adding new products to our existing lineup, as you already know, Japan Motors. It's about opening a new chapter in the Ghana's automotive landscape. It's really going to be something going to impress everyone here. I strongly believe that Geely will redefine the driving experience with its innovation, advanced technology, exceptional quality, and most importantly, its affordability. So very soon, we will experience together what Geely is about to offer, and this will be a new era of mobility in Ghana.
You heard the General Manager in charge of sales and marketing at Japan Motors, Amin Kabara. And that's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. The business news on Eyewitness News is brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Inu Safo. Up next is Point Blank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
From the classroom to the lab, from the village to the city, the NPP's commitment to education is building a brighter Ghana. Free SHS isn't just about free tuition, it's an investment in Ghana's future. We have topped it up with free TVET and STEM education, skilled graduates, innovative thinkers, and a thriving economy. That's the promise of free SHS.
3 of my cousins have benefited from free SHS since 2017. One has graduated and is in nursing training. The other 2 are also in the university. I'll vote number 1. I'll vote for Bawumia on December 7th.
We are building a better tomorrow through education. Vote NPP. Vote number 1. Vote Bawumia. Bawumia means business. Estro.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home. Shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is. Where the passion is. Where the laughter is. And sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go. Google me. At what time when you can't park where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Efia, I've been thinking. Have you noticed the changes in our community?
Kajo, things are really different now. The MPP has really made a difference.
Exactly. Free SHS, healthcare, new factories. It's like a whole new Ghana.
And don't forget, electricity is so much reliable now. I remember when we used to go days without light.
True. The NPP has done a lot to improve the basics.
Ajua is a beneficiary of free SHS. And now, she is in university.
And that's the kind of leadership we need. Someone who is focused on making things better for everyone. But Efia, still there are a lot more to be done for the development of Ghana.
Absolutely, Kojo. The MPP has shown that real progress is possible.
On December 7th, let's vote to keep this positive impact going. Vote number 1 on the ballot. Vote NPP for a better and prosperous Ghana.
Powder. Local shoe. This advert is FDA approved. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
It's 25 minutes to 1900 GMT. This is Point Blank on the Election Bureau. My name is Umaru Sanda Amado. This is Point Blank, brought to you by Kivu Pepe Moko Shoe. And tonight on Point Blank, we have brought the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign into our studio. The brain behind the campaign, well, of course, aside the candidate himself, the man who manages the campaign, the man who would celebrate the most on election night if Dr. Bawumia wins, and the man who has to go and hide in Suhum if things don't go well. The Honorable Freddie Koparensa is a former member of Parliament and campaign manager of the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign. He's my guest tonight. You're welcome to Point Blank, sir.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Your job is the most difficult one, isn't it?
It has always been. I've always had very difficult jobs, but I always deliver.
You've delivered, eh? And so you are sure that this one too you can deliver?
From where I sit and all I see, I think I'll deliver.
It's looking good.
It's looking very good.
So the structure, apart from the flag bearer, of course, or the presidential candidate, you sit at the top of the hierarchy of the campaign structure.
We have a campaign chairman.
Okay, so the campaign chair is
Honorable Dambuche.
So that's like above you.
Yes, he's the chairman of the whole campaign.
Okay.
And I'm the manager. So you have like a CEO and board chair.
Board chair. Oh, okay, okay. So you run the day to day.
Absolutely.
Then the guide comes from the board or the chairman.
The chair.
Okay, interesting. And then you have then the various directorates under you.
Precisely.
I see. But does it mean then that you don't have to deploy to the field, but you rather act from the rear, like rear wing commander, that kind of thing?
Both. I do manage and I also deploy. I just came back 2 days ago from the Buno-Ahafo enclave in Ashanti region. So
okay.
I still go out to the field. I'm not an armchair manager. Actually, I'm on the field and working. So whilst, with technology these days, you don't have to be stuck in an office in Accra to manage people and manage systems.
Okay.
So I'm out there, I'm managing, and I'm still also actively involved in the day-to-day campaigning.
Okay, so talking about managing, one of the biggest things you have to manage is to manage the narrative around the economy as you tell Ghanaians to vote for Dr. Bawumia, who has been chair of the Economic Management Committee for the past 8 years. There's a message from John Mahama to you. He sent it to me and he says I should give it to you. I want you to listen and then you respond to that.
Okay.
Actually, that's a message from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I'll get you the John Mahama message. But how are you able to navigate your way through on this issue of the economy? In fact, in 92, one of the big slogans of the elections in the US was, "Is the economy stupid?" The economy is the biggest deal in this election. Your man, whom you are selling to Ghanaians, is the man who has been managing the economy. How are you going to navigate your way out of that?
We don't have to navigate our way out of it. We have to face the reality and we have to tell the Ghanaian people as it is.
So you tell Ghanaians that, we have failed in managing the economy, even though we promised you that we're going to reduce the cost of fuel. We told you we're going to reduce borrowing. We told you that interest rates will be better. We told you that we'll arrest the dollar and give the key to the IGP. We have failed in all of these things, but still give us a chance. That's what you'll be.
Not at all. We have not failed in any single one of those points. What we need to tell the Ghanaian is to imagine that for all the things that we went through, can you imagine if John Mahama had been president? Where would we be today? When there was no challenge at all from 2012 to 2017, when he took over from Atta Mills, the economy was growing at 8.8%. By the time he exited 2016, he had shrunk it. It was growing at 3.4. So imagine going through COVID and all that it represented. Russia, Ukraine, where would we have been by now? He took an economy that had inflation about single digit, about 8 point something. By the time he exited, it was about 70, between 15 and 17%. In fact, he went all the way to 17, came down slightly to about 15.5. And nothing of the sort that we have been through happened. So where do you think Ghana would be? And you know what the challenges he enumerated in his last sona to Parliament were? He said his challenges were that the tariff bearing on the FPSO had broken, and so they couldn't lift enough oil. Some petty things.
Hand of God.
Were the things that John Mahama told Ghanaians was the reasons for his below stellar performance. So can you imagine today if he had been president from 2017 till, let's say, 2020, or from 2020 till now, with all the challenges that we've been through? We picked that economy he left at 3.4, grew it in 2017 by 8.1%, continued with an average growth of almost 7% till 2020 when we had issues. Obviously, these issues were not locally made. They were global in nature. You've seen the US, you've seen UK. UK changed prime ministers how many times?
So many, like 100 times.
Did they fix the problem?
They eventually had to change the government.
You know what I mean?
So is that not in your... it's actually going to... What you have just said is
what I'm
to your
saying is
disadvantage.
that the people thinking that the solution lied in that change. Was it really that change? So
yeah, that was internal change.
So
they decided
was
to do
it really the
change.
cause of the global problem? You understand what I'm saying? That these things we are looking at, all these major economies, Germany, I think they were almost in economic recession, Japan, and all the others. So clearly there's a global problem. So what you're looking at is the John Mahama whose record I've just given you as against Bawumia. Which of these two people is better equipped to deal with the economy which is now recovering? Clearly, we went in 2022 to 54% in terms of inflation. We are currently near around 20% and projected to be around 15% by end of year. So the things that happened are the things that we need to present as is to Ghanaians. Let them understand what faced this economy, apart from the Russia, Ukraine, and COVID I mentioned. We had to pay IPP, take or pay $600 million annually. Things that were hidden from us. The banking sector cleanup exercise at 25 billion Ghana cedis that we had not budgeted for. We had to look for money to meet. Otherwise, over 4 million Ghanaians deposits were going to go down the drain. All these things are things we need to let Ghanaians understand.
Okay, so you see, Ghanaians would remember the record of Mahama, but they most likely would actually also forget. Donald Trump left office just 4 years ago. Americans have already forgotten what he did and they've brought him back. Mahama left 8 years ago. If you are still, repeating things that he did at the time, you start sounding like a broken record. And people would remember immediately. In fact, you were part of the Kufuor government and you remember Kufuor's campaign in 1999. He said, look inside you, or look at your, my tree is not good, but your system is
and that is
if
why
people should do that now, judge you by that yardstick, you would fail, wouldn't you?
And that is why I would caution people, because if you recollect, when Kufuor came in, the country was broke in 2001. And the NDC, where if it was that they were shy or felt ashamed to say that they had taken the country to that level, Kufuor declared us HIPIC. And through that, we got some forgiveness of debt. He was able to get the country back on track to the point where by the time he left office, we were a lower middle income country, from a HIPIC country, a heavily indebted poor country, to a lower middle income country. That is the work of Kufuor. What happened? We had the Wall Street situation, if you recollect, which caused some economic issues, then the U.S. wars in
the meltdown,
Middle East as well, which affected fuel, crude prices. Crude prices went as high as $128 per barrel during the latter part of Kufuor administration. And the combined effect of these two brought some challenges on Ghanaians. And Ghanaians reacted by voting the NDC into power. What happened? That is how, by the time they were leaving office, our economy was back in tatters. And we had to come and take it over and start fixing it.
And you run it aground.
We haven't run it aground.
Handed it over to the IMF to manage for you. You said to us we were master managers of the economy.
The challenges that we were faced with.
Yes.
Okay, we were talking about tree adages. There's an adage in tree
that says
a crua, a toe, a kramaya pumpum, a kebo, another animal kokosechia, a summary maybe on an you know, that kind to wait.
Yeah, but
the challenges that we were faced with, if it had been them that had been faced with that challenge, perhaps the exchange rate will be through the roof today.
But my mother also told me that when God wants to kill a dog, he puts a saw or a crow on the head.
On the head, yes.
And because he cannot lick it, houseflies will disturb him. You appear to have a crow on your head now. Because all the indicators that you used to boast of are not working in your favor. I bought fuel today, it was 14 cedis per liter.
I understand. But
and if you go to change dollars, it's worse.
But these,
so despite everything you have explained, so you're suggesting to us that we should appreciate you for what you have brought us into?
Precisely.
Why?
My point being that, and that's why I was referring to Kufuor's administration at the tail end, the challenges that came up, Ghanaians looked at that and believed in the lies that were spewed by the NDC. If you recollect Fifi Kwete and co, telling Ghanaians Kufuor and co have stolen all the gold in the vaults. They have huge bank accounts, actually printed bank accounts of government ministers and appointees, and put huge sums of money and circulated this. And today, even because of social media, it's much easier to disinform and misinform. And that was the kind of campaign they launched, won the election. 6 months down the line, even after we had discovered oil and the economy was now having oil revenue injected into the economy, they still managed to deflate the economy to the levels that they now had to carry the country back to the IMF when there had been no international crisis there. And that is the kind of difference that we need to understand.
But if you say they went to the IMF 6 months into the administration.
No, not 6 months late. I was saying that within 6 months, when you were even looking for people who voted for the NDC, it was difficult. Everybody said, no, I wasn't part of it.
That's just propaganda.
It wasn't propaganda.
The people who voted,
that is how bad it was by middle of 2009. Nobody wanted to be associated with
that would be propaganda. If that's the case, they wouldn't have gotten a second mandate in 2012.
To the point where, but you remember the election petition of 20,
which you lost.
Which you look at how the Supreme Court ruling went.
How did it go? It said you lost.
It was clear that Nadu told
the president
accepted it.
Yeah, he can only disagree.
For the sake of the peace of the country. But you lost the election.
The president of the panel, as I remember it at the time, William Tugwa, said the overall effect of their decision is that the petition has failed. So your petition failed. You've lost at the polls. You lost in the Supreme Court.
But I'm saying that
like
if it was clear, a clear win, because
it was
they
a very
performed,
clear win. You lost.
It wouldn't have been what we had in that election. In any case, the point I was seeking to make there was the fact that they inherited an economy which was super. Kufuor left for them, had just found oil, gave the oil to them, they inherited all the oil revenue. So if you look at the 2009 growth rate, because oil had just come in, was about the highest we've ever seen, I think around 13 or 14%. Then it started going down like that. And Mills left it even around 8.8, but Mahama took it and all the way down to 3.4. Now, at that point, they had gone into an IMF program, and not only were they in the program, the government's own fiscal space was so congested and so it had really shrunk to the point where there was no fiscal room to do anything. That was why we had Drumso. That was why they cancelled nursing and teacher training allowances, because government did not have room to operate within its own budget.
Okay.
The economy was simply collapsing.
Okay. Let me talk about people who are not able to operate in their own pension funds. And that's what John Mahama has been speaking about, which is the message I wanted to give to you. The DDEP, the Domestic Debt Exchange Program, appears to be one of your major problems too. And for the first time, I saw a former Chief Justice on the streets demonstrating.
Yeah.
And this was a Chief Justice appointed by the man who is currently the president of the land. I mean, it was the shock of my life. And to see old people demonstrate for days under the rain, under the sun. I want us to listen to John Mahama because he believes that's one of the banes of this country, of this government. And I'll ask you to respond to that.
Okay.
Na Arabia, na oyenipa owo onwa de juba, aye pharmaceutical industry. Ono and of Kama Group of Industries. Nyametonsa Efreno. Na sana sa a revosem ebesino. Afie twe mono. Abra MPP aban eye ni friend the debt exchange. Aban we bobosia sa mebodru mre bi omutime twe bio. Every 2018 epe pem 2021 omoko abrochire ekwaje sika $11.5 billion. Enti ebedu se omuntimi twa ni bio. Enti wabo aban bosia ye obi a friend of bond se o person bo aban bosia otimi koto bond no ana auto treasury bill no. Enti aban beji se sika no no mu de aye bibi no mu aka che o se enfie miensa ye betua o sika na sa papa yi o de ne sika ni bi ekwohye sa bond no mu na ko wiase afọ na nyina investment a ubetimi aye a wonim se kenkin ake won sa beka o sika ene se o de o sika abo aban bosia. So bonds are the safest investment anywhere in the world, except in Ghana under MPP administration.
So that's John Mahama speaking about the late chief executive of the Kama Group of Companies, Michael Ajikumado. He's talking there about the domestic debt exchange, and he talks about the loans you went for as a government. Clearly, you don't want to blame your obsession with loans on Russia and Ukraine or COVID-19, do you? Because he says you've become the worst government in the world to trust with your bonds.
Umaru, I was a member of the Finance Committee of Parliament before I left Parliament in 2021. And before COVID, our debt levels were sustainable. Okay. You know, you recollect Nanado telling us how he can't bring people back from the dead, but he can resuscitate the economy and bring it back to life.
Which appears to be a problem now.
It is not a problem. It is happening. We are growing faster than even pre-COVID dates if you look at our quarter to quarter this year. And so, first of all, most of the borrowings we did pre-COVID were borrowings we did, a lot of which was to refinance NDC debts. Because at the time
and
they
MPP
were...
debts.
No.
Legacy debts.
At the time, NDC was borrowing because the economy was so bad and ratings were not good. All the coupon rates and things were so high. And so when we came in and we had more favorable conditions, we did some borrowing to refinance those ones to make sure that... But that's
something all of you do.
Yes, precisely. So I'm saying that. So they went and borrowed up to this tune that he's talking about. It's not as if all that borrowing went simply into doing other things. Some were to refinance debts.
But when they also came, they borrowed to pay back Kufuor's debts.
So you have to understand that. I'll be surprised because Kufuor's time, our ratings were better than their time.
But they still had to pay.
So, yes, but they didn't borrow to refinance Kufuor's debts.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm saying that. You see, based on the rating of the country, when you go onto the bond market. In fact, Kufuor's time, we went first. The Eurobond, $750 million dollars at the time. That was the first biggest thing Ghana did as far as international commercial market borrowing was. But when they came, because the economy wasn't too good, the rates at which they contracted these loans were higher. And so you were paying, and servicing those debts were very expensive for us. And so when we get access to some facility, we go take it, clear the old one, and it becomes a new debt at a lower cost. That is what we were doing until COVID came. When COVID came and you hear IMF has given us 1 billion, World Bank has given us this amount, they were funds that you were borrowing. At the same time, you had shut down the economy. So government wasn't making any revenues in the productivity was near zero. You get it. In addition, you were providing so many freebies also for the population to sustain people. You had asked people to stay at home, not go to work. Electricity consumption was up because people were staying at home.
But you have levied that, so we've been helping you pay for all these things you've been doing anyway. You will still pay for that levy.
Yes, we even had to reduce CST because people were now working from home. So government revenues really took a major dive. And that is where we now had a challenge where our debt to GDP ratio became higher. So there is a clear explanation to all that. It is not just because the government had gone on some borrowing spree and misusing and misapplying the funds. In any case, the funds that were borrowed for the sake of doing projects, they are all around and you can see them. Mega projects all over. Have you been to Sahom lately?
No, what's there?
Look at the road that we are constructing there. Huge.
Constructing or constructed?
Let's talk about. We are still there.
No, let's talk about what you have constructed. When Mahama was living in 8 years, he wouldn't say, look at what I'm constructing. He would tell you, I've constructed Terminal 3. He would tell you, I've constructed the one at Circle, Dubai Interchange. He would tell you, I have done the hospitals, UGMC, the Bank of Ghana
UGMC
hospital.
was not completed.
No, it was left behind. Was very ready to be
very ready. Is not ready.
No, very ready. So so he'll tell you he has completed. It was not completed. You cannot list what you have completed. We took a look to do the phase 2 of UGMC. You tell us that you would build 111 hospitals for us. We're all happy. We clap for you. As we speak, even the one that was there before you came, the La General Hospital, you destroyed it because you said you were going to put up a new one. It's still at ground zero.
It was not part of the agenda.
I know. I'm just saying that what you said you would do, you have not done. We are not even worried about. At least the one that was there before you came. That one too. So
there are several health facilities this government has started and completed.
Really, mention one in the eastern region.
Plenty.
Mention two nationally. Mention two nationally.
I can give you a whole list.
Not Chips Compound, though.
Not Chips Compound.
Hospital.
If you go to
district type of hospital,
if you go to Suhum, Kwabrakumi, there is one there. I can tell you plenty.
And it's a water hospital. What level?
Plenty.
It's a district hospital.
As I can give you, no, Suhum has a district hospital already.
So what hospital has been left for you in the eastern region?
We are building a new regional hospital.
You are building. You see, I'm saying that what have you built, not what you are building. Because you see, we want to say that this is Akufo-Addo's legacy. In fact, I spoke to the NDC, the spokesperson, campaign spokesman before you came, and she said that even the interchange around the Sekendi where you went to install the statue of the president, you have not finished fixing that road. And yet, the only project finished in the whole of Western region is Akufo-Addo's statue. How do you respond to that?
It is a hospital that he went to, not an interchange.
I mean, the statue is done by the road in the middle of the runabout.
It's not true.
And that road itself has not been...
The interchange...
I've seen the video. The road
the interchange had to be put on ice because of the debt exchange program.
And yet you can put a statue there. Don't you think...
I am not really privy to this statue matter. But I am sure whoever built it had good cause to put it there. Perhaps in appreciation of all the works that the president had done.
We need to wrap up, but I have a question for you before you go.
Yes.
When they accuse you of saying this, and this is Dr. Bawumia, my government is not doing well, but when you vote for me, my government will do better. How do you explain that?
Dr. Bawumia has never said the government.
That's what the NDC is saying. He's saying,
but
essentially.
That is why I told you the kind of things the NDC said in 2008.
So we have a minute to wrap up. I just want you to...
That's why I said
why should Ghanaians give him an option?
Because if you compare Dr. Bawumia with the alternative, which is John Mahama, it is clear his time as vice president, he has demonstrated that if he's given the opportunity, he will be able to do far better than John Mahama ever did as president.
Okay.
Because of the limited capacity he has as vice president, the kind of things he's been able to champion with the blessing of the president, which everybody in the country, everybody in government knows that they are all attributable to him. That is why he's saying that if you give me now the mandate to be the full president with all the executive powers as the Constitution confers on the president, I will deliver far better than my opponent ever did in the 4.5 years he spent as president.
Mr. Frederick Oparansa, Chairman, Campaign Team, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, thank you for joining us on Point Blank. Campaign Manager, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Campaign. Thank you so much for joining us on Point Blank.
Thank you,
wish you all the best.
Thank you.
We'll see you on
But I'll
election.
send you a full list of all the hospitals we have completed once I get in the car.
Okay. But I wish you had mentioned it now so that I don't have to come.
There didn't seem to be enough time to. It's a whole tall list. And that is not Agenda 111.
Yeah.
We're talking different hospitals.
But you see, I've mentioned Shai Osudoku District Hospital for John Mahama.
Yeah.
I have mentioned UGMC.
I said UGMC was not complete.
I disagree with you because here at a radio station, we started a campaign and told Kwekwa Jimamenu to open that hospital because the hospital was built and fitted.
My daughter is in medical school. I took her there to do her, when they come home, they have to do some work. The doctors told me they have nothing there to enable students to even work there.
They left.
He had to do it at 37.
Fine, he left for Hoyogan East Hospital, which he went to use to manage COVID-19. Can you mention hospitals of that stature?
I'll send you a full list, and they are in excess of about 47 of them. I'll send you the entire list.
I hear you.
And I pray when you have the next opportunity, you have the list. I want you to go through the entire
When
list.
you send me that list,
yes,
I will send it to our correspondents to do fact-checking, and then after that, we'll announce here that...
Please, I'm throwing that challenge.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much.
And none of those would be part of Agenda 111.
Very well. I hear you. Thank you so much. And please remember the La people. They don't have a hospital. You destroy the one they have.
These days, the NDC have stopped going there to cry.
Because they
we have started building and it's coming up.
Hey,
we are working, yes.
Hey, what level has it reached?
It's come up.
Hey.
Yes, you should go there.
Okay, I'll tell my
correspondent to go there.
Yes,
Let them check. They are working.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's how we end tonight's edition of Eyewitness News, and for that matter, for the week. My name is Umaru Sanda Amado. I did this with Eno Safo. Production by Kobina Wilson, Beverly London, and Sami Wiafe. Production on the technical side by Daniel Squashy and Thomas Obindako. Edwin Kwakofi helped us with the new media side. We'll be back on Monday at 17:30 GMT. Up next, I'm leaving you in the hands of the Liverpool supporter, Benjamin Ketia, head of Citi Sports. He's coming with the Citi Sports team to deliver Sports Panorama. Have a great weekend, everybody.